The second being an Arctic disaster, global cooling as it were, in 1871, freezing up hundreds of the vessels. The second reason was not demon rum, but global cooling. The second reason was not demon rum, but global cooling. As in 1871, 33 whalers were trapped in Arctic ice. 12 more such vessels were trapped and abandoned in 1876, putting a big dent in the number of seafaring vessels available. In 1861 through 1865, the American Civil War. In 1861 through 1865, the American Civil War took away more vessels from the fleet. The truly fashion-minded woman have to be looking mighty Spartan in public, now wouldn't she? With all that baleen. By the way, this is called a scrimshaw. Carved whalebone. In 1846, the American fleet boasted 735 different whalers. In 1846, the American fleet boasted 735 separate whaling ships. The whaling grounds covered a mighty expanse all the way down from the coast of Mexico into Upper California, moving up to Vancouver in Canada, up into the Aleutians, Bristol Bay, down the Curly and Sakhalin Islands, across the Pacific, off the coast of Japan. The vast and wide Pacific Ocean provided vast and fertile hunting grounds, as did the Atlantic, for these noble creatures. Hawaii itself became a vast and major whaling point of considerable economic advantage to the Japanese, the Americans, the British, and others who eyeballed these precious islands for their economic resources and capabilities. But the biggest cause of the demise in the whaling industry was not petroleum, or the Civil War, or global cooling and the Arctic freeze. The biggest cause, the demise of the creature itself, was vast. It's estimated that in less than 40 years, between 1835 and 1872, the American fleet alone was responsible for the destruction of just under 300,000 whales. In a few short decades, things went from "there she blows" to "there she goes." But people needed their cookie cutters and pie makers, and their art, and their fashions, and their jobs, and their jobs, their family heirlooms, their adventures and experiences.
A puppy.
But mostly, their blubber, their blubber. The science of cutting up a whale maximized profit. Different whales require different kinds of cutting. So the story of whaling ultimately comes down to the same old sort of a tune. The story of man's need and the story of man's greed. And the story of man's greed. But maybe today things are changing, the mindset and the attitude of things, at least here in the States. Maybe we've changed from harpooning whales. This here is an E. Pierce darting gun. Little gunpowder adds a bit of pow to to the harpoon's speed and lethality. From harpooning whales or even shooting whales with a gun, to shooting whales with a camera.
Hey Dad, whales are cool. Can I have a t-shirt?
Sure, son, we'll get Mom a handbag. Or how about a whale tea towel? Or some whale sculpture. Say, I'll take two at only $75,000 a piece. That's a bargain. So maybe, just maybe, to end this tale of the whale, we're just better off thinking about whales as art and history and a living species to be protected and cared for, instead of killed as a commodity. Of course, not all cultures, Japan in particular, see it that way.